All right, historians. So please code along with me for main idea, and then we will stop when we get to this highlighted word down here and talk about how the word impacts the meaning of this text. Here we go. The first true civilization of China was the Shang dynasty in the Huanghe River Valley. It was characterized by 4 aspects: location, technological advances, society, and government. All right, so I'm coding all of those things since those will probably be discussed and they're pretty important. The River Valley flowed west to east from Middle China to the Yellow Sea for 600 miles. Walled cities formed along the river with extravagant upper classes and rulers. The Huanghe River Valley was known as China's strength and sorrow. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the name. This is what they call the river. When the Huanghe River Valley flooded, it deposited rich, fertile soil that was great for farming. Okay, so that's the good news about it, is that it's great for farming. The flooding was also a curse because it could be so devastating that it killed all of the people who lived along the shore. Okay, so it killed people as well because the flooding was so extreme. Agriculture or farming is fundamental to all ancient civilizations. The flooding of the Huanghe River led to irrigation technology in order to control the negative impact while still benefiting the crops. Okay, so after coding for main idea, I'm ready to start thinking about this word devastating. I know that it means to cause great harm. That's my first step, is to ask myself, like, what does this word mean? So now I want to think, how does this word change or shape how I understand the topic? If I go back with my highlighter, the topic that it's talking about is the flooding of the Huanghe River. So it calls it devastating. I'm going to add to my sentence stem down here that the author's use of the word devastating to describe the flooding of the Huanghe River. So that's the topic. And now I need to think, well, how does this word change how I view this topic? If they didn't use the word devastating, would I still understand how bad it was to the Chinese people at the time every time it flooded? And the answer is probably not. So one impact I notice is that this is really showing, or like emphasizing, which is like showing importance. It's really emphasizing how much that river affected people. So that leads me to my third step, where I think about, what is this word doing in the sentence? This word is really emphasizing or making something important. It's making the flooding important. And that has a huge impact because it helps readers understand why it was such a big deal every time the Huanghe would flood. So I'm going to finish my statement with my action word. So the devastating word to describe the flooding of the Huanghe River impacts the meaning of the river by emphasizing the amount of damage and harm flooding had on the first Chinese civilizations. So I have my conclusion statement at the bottom now that includes an action word, and it also describes the impact of the word. And that is the CFS for analyzing word impact on meaning of a text.